Hello everyone, welcome to JMac Investing. My name is Jason. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Ouster Lidar, ticker symbol OUST. Ouster's earnings release and conference call was on the 15th, so it's been 7 days now since their earnings. But I did find quite a few things interesting. I tuned into the earnings call and listened all the way through to the end where the analysts asked questions. And I mean, I don't know how many of you hung around that long, but it really got juicy kind of during when the analysts began to ask questions. At any rate, if you aren't familiar with their most recent earnings that just occurred, you can see right here, I got it on the screen here. It was quite the blowout. They delivered on 2021 guidance with 34 million in revenue and 27% gross margins, which is industry leading, and the Q4 revenues were up 53%, and they aim to double revenue for 2022. They actually raised guidance. So also had record shipments of over 2,400 sensors in Q4, nearly tripling year over year. So again, this was fourth quarter. So they sort of did fourth quarter, and they also did sort of a yearly summary of how just the overall year went. You can see, so they delivered on their full year 2021 guidance with $34 million of revenue and 27% gross margin. So think about that. So their fourth quarter revenue was 12 million of the 34. So you can see the scale up that is occurring here at Ouster Lidar. That I've looked across the landscape, and even on Seeking Alpha, there was one guy who was comparing all of the different lidar companies, and he had Ouster up there, and he said that they're unsure of their go-to-market strategy. He talked about all the others. A lot of the other lidar companies' go-to-market strategy is years in doubt, 2024, 2025, 2026, because they're tied in with automakers, and it takes years to test some of these, and we'll actually get certification and get it signed off to be actually put into the vehicles in full production. So while that is a big deal, it still puts like Luminar and a lot of these others, puts their revenue many years out, or several years out. So anyway, he said, I'm unsure of Ouster's go-to-market strategy. Here you go, my guy. If you're watching this video, the author of that Seeking Alpha, Ouster doesn't have to. They don't have a go-to-market strategy. They're already to market. This is what you don't understand about Ouster. They're in 4 different segments: smart infrastructure, industrial, and robotics. They're already go-to-market. They're signed up hundreds of customers, and they are scaling up production to meet the demand from those customers. Ouster is beyond startup phase. They're in where they're trying to reach mass scale, and to the point of the automotive. As I said, they acquired a company, and this was discussed during the earnings call as well from the analysts. They were breaking down some of trying to get details about the new digital flash series, the DF sensors that are going to be geared towards automotive. Angus Wooden, which is the CEO of Ouster, he wouldn't go into great detail. He said, he teased it. He's like, a lot of what is going to take place with those sensors is yet to be announced. So look forward to announcements, in the next 3 to 6 months. That'll begin to come out. The specs on it are probably they're going to make sure they're better than everyone else's, right? So it's going to be very interesting to follow along here with Ouster Lidar. The stock price after this earnings went up for multiple days in a row. Obviously, it was down today, as all pretty much growth companies, speculative companies, were all down again today. 3 to 5%. But it did sort of broke a trend and broke out of the downward trajectory that it was on. But the things I wanted to touch on that were discussed in the earnings report. We'll go to the presentation that they used during the earnings call, and this gives a good overview. You can see they wind up shipping 6,475 units shipped. So what I'm saying, that this company's already to market, and they have 27% gross margins already. In 2021 alone, they signed up 68 new service contract agreements, collectively representing the potential for approximately 500 million in contracted revenue opportunity through 2025. Breaking down the different segments of where the sensors were shipped to, 34% automotive, 25% industrial, 26% robotics, 15% infrastructure. As I said, they're diversified. They're in all of these segments, not just automotive. A lot of highlights here. 78% revenue growth year over year. But check this out. So past key milestones in development agreement with auto OEM, advanced negotiation with 5 series production programs, expanded distribution network, quadrupled sales team. So they're literally ramping up at every turn. And this is where it gets interesting, because the accelerated product roadmap, they're accelerated their automotive strategy by over a year. So this acquisition has propelled that forward, where everyone thinks they're not going to be that involved in the automotive industry. Sleep on them if you want to, is all I got to say. This slide right here shows I guess you would call this their legacy, their OS series. This is what the company was founded upon, but they doubled the processing power of the chips in this year. So they're constantly going to be improving upon their legacy hardware. And then this is the new DF series. So see, it says this is a solid state digital LiDAR suite for automotive series production vehicles. So they're already getting it in the hands of OEMs and automotive customers to show off what they got. So like I said, they haven't released a whole lot of details about it, but it sounds like it's going to be pretty good to already be sending it off for automotive customers to begin to look at. Okay, here's my key takeaway that I was a bit blown away at. When the analysts were asking questions, they asked, when discussing the revenue projections and when discussing the increased guidance for revenue, and Angus was like, all of the estimations that we're basing all this on right now is all current customers. So we're very early. We're in February of 2022. So this was projections off of their current customers. Not one new customer was in that revenue guidance projection. So if they did what they did last year and signed up 68 new service agreements with different customers, I would probably think that they would do maybe even a little more than that. You would think they'd maybe get to 100 this year. Those revenue projections do not factor in anything new. So really, honestly, this has the chance to quite outpace even their guidance that they're giving right now. So this is a company that is very mature, like I said, that is moving forward at a blazing scale. Is that costly? Sure. The acquisition of a new company, there's some cash burn that's occurring. They're not profitable as it is right now, although the gross margins are high. They still got a lot of overhead to ramp up and to build out sales teams and get media and get the word out about their products and all these things. But that's to be expected of a growing young company, and that is exactly what is occurring right now. So the goal is that they'll eventually get to profitability and positive earnings per share, but at the moment it's not, because it's a growth company. So I just wanted to share that was the main thing that was like, mine was blown when Angus said that. Yeah, all of these revenue projections, that they're essentially very conservative in how they're projecting forward, because they don't want to overstep any boundaries. Like I said, there's been bad actors in the SPAC space that have been saying they had orders that they didn't actually have, and it was all non-binding stuff. This is all information that they have that is projecting towards real customers and real revenue. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. I hope you guys are enjoying this kind of content. If you are, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell. And that's all I got. Till next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out, maybe even join my Patreon group. That's what's going to be funding my trips and things of that nature, because I barely make any revenue on YouTube from ad revenue. So I'm basically funding that through Patreon and any other type of monetization I can do on the channel. So that's all. I'm actually going to make a video about how I monetize the channel pretty soon. So make sure you got the bell turned on to get notified when that comes out. That's all I got till next time, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Deuces.